Yeah, right before the soul extraction.
Oh, we're back
Oh,
on.
we're back?
Yeah.
The soul extraction. What is happening?
Okay. Well, if it's there, I'm just looking at myself. That's weird. Okay.
No, I ended that.
Oh, you ended it. And we're back live on now? Because it says live now.
Yeah.
Oh. My God, I was not ready. What's this? Okay, that's something else. We're on again.
Yeah, we're on.
Oh, hold on. Hello. Sorry. Hello, everybody. This is not prepared. I'm so confused by what's happening. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to part two. Part
I,
two of our chit chat.
I don't see it coming up though.
I'm on. I see it.
Okay, let me restart.
Yeah, it's so uncomfortable. I'm so confused.
Ah, YouTube is the worst.
It is. It's not very. You're not very with the times.
Isn't there like a fair use act? Why would they boot us off for that?
I know, and we're using it from YouTube.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think they're just looking for any chance they can get to boot us off. When we tried to log on the first time, it says we were not allowed to stream. So, ugh. Hi guys, thanks for coming back on.
Yeah. Sorry about that. That was awkward. Okay, ready? Part two. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to part two. We got Canned on the other one. That's fine. We see you, YouTube. I know you see us too. So I guess we're on the right track of something.
Yeah,
So yeah, our last video that we did, we talked about some matrix pods, cell extractions, abductions, pyramids, cloning. We were Tino was sharing a video that was talking all about that stuff or tying all the information together as well. But I guess since we can't share that, we'll just link it down below and
yeah,
we'll put the timestamp, I guess, like where we had left off, perhaps.
yeah. And Lisa, maybe you can help me because my memory is not that great. But so what it was getting down to was that was the part I really wanted you all to see. Basically, the Greys are using the human soul to keep themselves alive because they have no soul and their bodies die.
Mm-hmm.
They can't, and they can't reproduce. They're using the human life force to stay alive.
Got it.
And also, the hybrid program is a part of that because they can only clone themselves, right? So it's like they're trying to merge with humanity. And that's why all of this is like silently happening in the background, right? And it pisses me off because it's like this silent infiltration that's happening and people have no idea. I mean, there are way more people that are being abducted than we know. And
Yes.
being genetically engineered and mind controlled and creating this trauma within their system. So, and transhumanism is a part of that, you know?
Right.
What I don't understand is why they would want to tunnel us down that path if they need the human physical form in the shape that it's in now. Um, why they would want to, yeah, kind of take us down that path. But I mean, who knows? I don't think we can really begin to understand their true intentions or why they really do the things that they do. Besides to know that it's happening and we need to protect ourselves as much as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to plug your thing in?
Oh,
No, it's okay.
when I play, yeah, I have to unplug my microphone.
Yeah, that's clear. What you said before was clear. It was just,
Okay.
people.
Hi, Carly Bear and Born and Reborn.
Yes. Hello, friends. It's been a while.
We are well.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Mostly.
well, I've been trying to wrap my head around it too. I mean, the thing is, like with what's going on with us or what is going on with our stuff, it's like it's so, I guess, normal for us that we just continue on our day
I know.
and just be like making macaroni. Like I was just talking about how I lost time. I remember I was talking the morning that we went to meet with Eve Lorgan. I was just telling Tina because we log in trying to catch up, and I'm like, I think I got abducted this morning. Like just talking right before we're gonna do our interview. And I tell her my story and what's going on and whatnot. And then it's like action. We're like, hey Eve, what's going on? And then we get off Eve. And I'm like, I'm hungry. Let me go make some macaroni and cheese. Like it's not even, it's like we just go on with our day because you have no choice but to go on with your day. Well, you do have a choice, but it's
Right.
for us, it's like it's so normal for things like for us to say things like that and just be like, oh yeah, all this shit happened to me. Oh, okay, cool. What's next,
Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about that exact thing today, and I'm like, wait, we didn't even like give ourselves like a minute to process what just happened.
No, you catch it in the last video. I was actually looking at my bruise and I was like, oh, it looks pretty good. And then I saw that it was on and I was like, oh my God, I'm seeing myself looking at myself. When you were talking about the bruising in the morning or when you get up and you have mysterious bruises or lost time. Yeah, it's been the time stuff has been really fucking weird. And I guess with the last comment I think Lisa wrote in the other stream was about the moon and I don't know what she wrote. I have to look back, but there's something about the moon and the time. And it's relative because we just had the full moon. So there must be some weird like shit going on, where it's messing with our timelines, messing with our realities, or I don't know if it's creating Mandela effects or that they're merging timelines or things are just right on top of each other and we're just kind of carrying it, going with it, not being able to process. I think that's purposeful, like not being able to process. Because you're saying like time just went by so fast that we had no choice but to just go, 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 they're not giving us time to process.
Yeah. It's so true. Yeah, I was thinking about like what happened last night, and I'm like, up for a session in the morning, like ready to go.
Right. Couldn't even ask you how you're doing, It's like, okay, we gotta just go, 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 go.
So what we found is that even worse than black magic, there's a gold blood magic that can be used. And it's under layers and layers and layers and layers, and always rooted back though to trauma. And this like gold blood magic is like 1,000 times stronger than the black magic. And even to the point where they can set up in this
little system that they've created where that if you remove it in the wrong way without going to the root of it or going about it in a just pulling things out or whatever without understanding what's happening, they can set it up where there's like daggers set up like to take out the soul.
Mhm.
And this was brought to our attention by another practitioner who kind of does work similar to ours. And we found something like that last night. And it was just layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff. Like if any of you have watched the show Dark on Netflix, they talk about the knot. And it's like trying to find the origin point or the root of everything. And there's so many red strings that feed into that knot, that it becomes really difficult to find the origin point. So when something like that comes up, it's like you see all of these connections coming back from like, say, this point in time, and connected back, all the way through your life into usually somewhere in childhood where there was a trauma which caused the original hook and point, and even further back than that in your ancestry. So it can be really complicated, and it takes a lot of strength to look at that stuff and then to clear it too. So yeah, I mean, there's some really heavy stuff that that we go through, and we don't even really give it a second thought. We're like, okay, like on to the next thing. On
Yeah.
to the next thing. I mean, because what's the alternative really? What are we gonna do? Be a
Right.
victim to it? Like cry about it?
Well, sometimes you want to, because you're like, what happened? It's confusing.
Yeah.
It's really confusing.
And crying and processing, giving yourself that space to process through it is really important. So yeah, while I have to keep up with our daily life, it's also really important to give ourselves the space to really look at, what just happened and cry about it and allow those feelings to come forward.
Yeah. A lot of it's really confusing. I mean,
Mhm.
like with the thing that happened with me, I feel that's the first time I've ever lost some physical time where I was completely wiped. It's not like wiped because I woke up from a dream. It's like I have no recollection of what happened in my waking state. Wipe, which is like the first time that's ever happened to me to that degree.
Right. Usually it happens in like sleep time, but
Yeah,
like same
exactly.
with Iris, like she had that missing time
Yeah,
9 hours during the day.
that's a lot. That would freak me out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also because I have kids involved.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a little scary.
Hmm. Yeah, we need to regress back and see what happened there, because there's definitely some fuckery going on.
Yeah. Especially with the physical stuff too, like what happened after and waking up with a bruise and then like messing with my stuff and
Mm.
bizarre, like bizarre physical things where you kind of wake up and you're like, what the fuck just happened? It's like waking up from hangover. Except gross. Well, grosser ish.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting the themes that come through in our work, and how, I mean, we know that the clients that we attract are a mirror to us almost 100% of the time. So, in the past, we've had clients that have been involved in the secret space program, have been abducted, and all these weird experiences. And while those memories might not have been conscious for us at the time, they're beginning to come forward now. Um, while like we're getting more and more abduction cases. So
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, because I think we are at the point in our consciousness where we're ready to look at it. And really, the incident in September forced us to.
Yeah, that was like the conscious abduction
Becoming conscious during an abduction for
and
the first
how
time.
and what they do.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So in that clip, uh, let me post the link in the chat for you guys. They were talking about how they have a clone of us, basically. And I think that clone is actually the soul. And they put that soul into one of these containers with the liquid, call it a pod. And they take it out when they want to retrieve some life force from it in order to power up a gray and animate that gray that's dying, right? Because they're dying off. Without us, they cannot survive. They're completely void and empty. So they have no soul and no heart and no life force. So they need ours to stay alive. So what they do is they take not the whole soul itself, but because it's ever regenerating life force, it's an infinite well of life force, so it never runs out. So they can just take what they need from it, give it to the gray, and then put it back. It regenerates itself, and they use it the next time they need it.
Right.
So that's what they're doing. So it seems like that's connected to the matrix pods and like the soul extraction and why they would need to send souls, like, say back to their home base in Orion. It's to keep themselves alive.
Yeah.
So somehow we have to figure out like how not to be a part of this anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
How? Yeah. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, we need to get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I think that's really um the overall picture of what's actually happening. And we're just beginning to see pieces of that now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's been suspicion that the Greys have been, in charge of the tunnel of light or whatever. And I think there's truth to that.
Like they're ushers.
Yeah. Because Bonnie also saw herself, like she had her life review with alien beings.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think with yours too, they were like AI and I don't know what they were. Could have been aliens.
Oh, in the session you did for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they were cloaked. I think they were cloaked. We didn't know at the time that this is what Tim said too. That was interesting. So what they were saying was that there's three groups kind of vying for control over Earth. The Greys being one of them, the reptilians, and the blondes. And these three can create a holographic illusion of the other. So a blonde can present itself as if it's a gray, a reptilian can present itself as if it's a blonde, a gray can present itself as if it's a reptile. So
What are you trying to tell me about yourself?
so you never really know who it actually is behind whatever
Right.
hologram they're presenting.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm really a white girl in here.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there definitely have been some weird shifts in time the last few days, last week. Really weird shift, especially with that, how the clock froze at 12:24.
24. Yeah. That's weird.
12:24 during the whole time I connected with Iris. It restarted when I sent her the recording at 5:33. Then the next day, I had really weird time stuff. Remember, I was like,
Yeah.
I looked at the clock again, it was
Oh
12:24.
yeah. We were getting ready for a session and you were like, you went to go shower and do your thing and it took you like almost an hour.
Yeah, there's no way. It literally felt like 15 minutes to me, but it had been 45 minutes. And again, the clock was 12:24. So there was something really strange that happened there.
Yeah, there's weird stuff with the time. I was on the contrary to when I was that abduction morning or whatever with the time. I thought I was sleeping like 15 hours, but only like 2 minutes passed, 10 minutes, like no more than 15 would pass. But I felt like I was sleeping for long periods that I thought I was gonna miss our session or whatever we were doing that day.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah. People
odd.
have been talking about that in group too, like how they'll lay down for a nap and sleep for 20 minutes, but feel like it was hours. It's funny how some of us will be like, before yesterday, I actually felt really good. Like I had just felt really good. And other people were talking about how they were feeling really bad, like suppressive energy, and it's interesting how some of us go through these periods of expansion together or periods of contraction together, and how sometimes we're like opposite, we're
Sometimes we're opposite, and then sometimes we're on the same.
Mhm.
It's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, it's interesting how that happens. um Trash Man says, could an abduction happen when you have a dreamless night after stress-filled days, particularly when you're a person who dreams every night?
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I feel like as though I used to be a very vivid dreamer that I would remember them, but I feel as though that could have been purposeful. I could have been seeing a lot because of my dissociation, but also they could have been done as a way to screen what was really going on because I had the glorious, beautiful, amazing, euphoric memories while they're like surgically removing taking my eyeballs out and like putting them back in. I don't know. I'm like, oh, I love the unicorns. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, my legs are in the straps. And I'm sedated, my tongue out. I don't know.
I've never had good dreams. And it's interesting. As soon as I signed up for the dream group with Eve, my dreams started to come back. But what
Mm.
also coincided with that was Coco started to sleep through the night. So I think I was able to, I don't think I've been able to even reach like that REM sleep enough to dream
Oh, right.
in a long time.
Yeah.
Um, so my dreams started to come back, and they've been really interesting. Not in a good way, but in a revealing way.
Like a recapitulation way.
Yeah. Yeah. Recapitulation. And it's interesting because I was actually thinking about that the night my dream started to return. So it was like showing me things from my past, and just like making connections about why things happened and all that kind of stuff. And then yesterday morning, I had really huge revelations coming forward that linked all the way back to my childhood. And I was like, I could see really for the first time that these beings had set me up on a path to go down a really dark path. They did that. They set that up and tunneled me down that path. And they never expected me to survive that.
No, none of the stuff that you've gone through and got yourself out of was never to be done.
Mm-mm. No, I think I was supposed to die in December of 2018. And that was supposed to be it. But I consciously chose to stay. And I think when I made that conscious decision to stay, that an aspect of my higher self walked in because everything changed so drastically after that.
Or or there was a switcheroo with the egg and the chicken. Maybe the redhead came in and you went in back into the redhead.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Tina?
Well, it's interesting you say that because I was thinking maybe that part of us that's in the pod is our higher self. Because too, what was said in that video that we didn't get to see was that that aspect of ourselves is the soul.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it could have been like you did a switcheroo, just like how we saw, like, well, whatever. So, and because that aspect of yourself was holding the duality in the physical, it may have died or it like came out and then you did a switcheroo because that is the pure version that has no, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Totally.
Shit.
That's the pure version. So yeah, because that's what you saw when we revisited the Matrix pods, that the version of us that's in the pod is the pure version of us that's not traumatized or split
That's
into a
probably,
duality, which is what Malanga's calling the soul. So whether you term it soul or higher self, I don't think it matters. It's the part of us that's pure.
yeah, that's probably why you accelerated in healing and all these things.
Yeah, just in consciousness in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solved.
Which is probably why then I saw that in the regression in April 2019.
Yeah. Yes. You're like, I think that's me. Like you're looking at yourself, but like the old version of yourself.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What's so interesting about this whole thing is how Bonnie's experience overlaps with mine and makes me wonder if we're aspects of each other. Because, okay, so she had her flu shot, what, November?
November, end of November or something like
End of
that.
November 2018. I had and started slowly to go into anaphylaxis. I went into full anaphylaxis mid-December 2018. Almost died that day. Chose to stay. And then everything changed after that. I had my so then okay, so that was December. Then February, she had her death experience. And then April, I had my so her death experience then goes to the Matrix pods and Orion. Then in April 2019, I have my regression to the Matrix pods and see myself in that pod. So that's really interesting how within that time frame, we both saw the Matrix pods or experienced them in different ways, but still. And when I saw her speaking on the Jeff Mara podcast, my whole body was lighting up like I have to talk to you. I didn't even wait till for the podcast to finish before I emailed her. So there's definitely some connections there, which we're going to explore in January when we do a regression. That'll be
We have a
fun.
date.
Not yet.
Exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
What
be like a
also,
regression, perhaps surrogate.
yeah, what also came through, I don't know if we said this before, but if one aspect of your consciousness breaks free, exits, then all aspects of your consciousness do. So, yeah, I don't know exactly what the connections are there, but it's really interesting.
Like, please don't leave me here by myself.
I'm not going anywhere. Oh, hey, Abstract. Hi, bye.
Oh, sorry, I haven't even been looking really.
Yeah, Lisa, I think you're right. It's you
What?
in the soul pod. Lisa's seeing herself in a pod too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the councils and the guides, they seem to be all part of the setup here. I remember the first time I saw a false light council, it was so shocking. It was one with one of our most connected and sensitive clients, and traumatized, of course, because the most sensitive and connected are the most traumatized. And I was wondering why, because I was taught, of course, that we choose all of this. And I was wondering why she would choose that. So we regressed back pre-birth to see and understand why she would choose this life. And we were met with a council, and that council told us to get out. And initially she was like, she didn't feel good about them. Like before she even knew what false light was, she said, I think they're false light. And then they told us to get out.
A bit.
Yeah. And so I'm really glad that those experiences happened. You know, something as simple as that made me start questioning things. And what's actually happening here? You know, when you go to your colleagues and ask if anyone's experienced anything like this or what could this possibly be, they all explain it away. So you're really on the journey alone, which I don't mind.
I don't mind either.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, there's no better way than to discover in that way. And then,
Yeah, because we're going a completely different direction than anyone else. And even I saw briefly a life between lives practitioner. Mark had it on his channel. It was originally on Love Covered Life podcast. And she was talking about how when she initially started doing lives between lives, which is where you go to the in between, right? She was getting souls that were forced into here and they didn't want to come over and over and
oh my
over
God,
again.
it sounds like me when I answered the door to Jehovah's Witness. I was like, oh, fuck.
Exactly.
I have no boundaries. I'm like, okay, I'll listen to the dang story. Give me the paper.
Yeah. So she was getting all of these cases where people were being forced into here. And it was so disturbing to her that she quit for a while because she couldn't explain it or understand what was happening. So she quit for a while and then felt called back to it. And when she came back to it, she didn't get those cases anymore.
Right. That's usually what happens, right?
That's always what happens. If you can't handle it, you're not going to get it.
No. That's why we always get the fringe clients.
It's the clients on the fringe that are the most amazing to me. And they're the ones that are going to break out of here if they want, you know? I find that the level of consciousness that our clients are operating on is so far disconnected, even from like the spiritual community itself. Like it's just so out there for people in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just amazing because most of them have been so highly traumatized. And we were just talking about this earlier about just like how resilient people are, you know, and the people, some of our clients have had like the worst lives ever, but are still like so amazing and compassionate and empathetic, and they're working on themselves and they're doing the hard things and so resilient. Humans are so resilient, and they're not stuck in, you know, victim mentality or feeling sorry for themselves, but yeah, just amazing people.
Yeah, we have the best clients, I have to say.
Yeah.
Great community of people
Yeah.
who all have their own piece of the puzzle and have a lot of offerings to this whole thing.
Yeah. It's through them that we've figured any of this out.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So thank you all.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for trusting us to assist you in putting the puzzle pieces together.
Yeah.
Everyone's a piece of the puzzle. Everyone holds a piece of the puzzle.
Trash man, how do you guys started with this whole awakening, and how did you two connect with your higher selves? At times I feel like I don't even have the time to relax and reflect. We don't either, bro. How do we connect? I mean, I feel like we were really lucky in how we got to where we are now, like with our awakening and dabbling through, like traversing through a lot of things, kind of trying things on, like you're at a store, Winners or at a Winners, at like Marshalls, try some stuff on, see if it fits. You keep it, you let go of the other things that don't fit. I mean, connecting with the higher self was just a matter of doing a lot of healing work and trusting. And luckily, Tina and I had each other to kind of like go through this journey together and be able to validate each other through it. And yeah, there was a lot of that. I think that we were lucky in that sense. That's why we say, like, for a lot of people, it's really difficult because they're doing it alone, which is why, the community that we're trying to, create to hold a safe space for people to speak, to, share their stories, to feel validated and to whatever, is in a way doing kind of like what we had done for each other.
Yeah.
So I think once you are able to really trust yourself or know, like, be able to clear the vessel as much as you can through your trauma healing and etc., that you'll be able to discern the true voice of your inner wisdom versus everything else that just gets slap it on there. Like,
But that voice is always there. It's so subtle though, it gets drowned out by all the other thoughts. So the voice of the higher self, it's not screaming at you, but it's always there. It's a really subtle, loving voice that is always nudging you in the right direction.
yeah,
You know?
it feels supportive. It's not critiquing or belittling.
Right. And you don't always listen to it, of course, because you're not always doing the things that you know are
Oh
good
yeah,
for you.
that's the voice, the one that you don't listen to. The
Yeah.
one that after you do something and said, fuck, I knew it. I shouldn't have done that. That voice.
Yeah. It's there and it's always just present and supportive and nudging you like, I know I shouldn't eat that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like
Yes.
or that's not good for you. Like that voice, that's your higher self. You're never not connected to it. It's just a matter of how much you can listen to it. And sometimes it's really subtle with all the other loud stuff that's happening there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who here is ready for the holidays? I am.
Karen's in the Christmas spirit this year.
Yeah. Yes. I can't wait. I love the anticipation, the excitement. I finished all my grocery shopping. My Christmas shopping was done. Everything's all wrapped. Yeah. I'm doing a little elf thing for the kids.
Show us what the elf did.
Oh yeah. Good. The next trick of the elf, cut a little toilet paper and made a snowflake.
Very creative elf.
Yes.
I'm sure you've heard it plenty of times. Trash man. Justin, the Telegram link is in the email.
Yeah, if you check the email, look down below, like where we have our name and information. The Telegram link is there.
Yeah. Any other questions for us before we go?
Yes.
I know, Justin. Christmas shopping done and wrapped. What the fuck?
Hey, I had one day. Okay, listen, Justin. I have my two kids and I have to, organize myself. I know within myself that when I shop close to the date, it's too hectic. People are crazy. People are angry and anxious. And I didn't want to immerse myself in that. I had one Monday of this month, which was on Monday that just passed, where Tina had something to do and we had no clients that day. Well, were with me involved. And so I went for it. I went to the mall. I was jolly. I was excited. I was walking out of there I put on the radio. I was singing Christmas songs. Mind you, if you knew me a few years back, I was never like this. I hated Christmas. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. Yeah, this is what my 39th Christmas. And I would say that when we started celebrating Christmas together with the kids, me, Tina, and the kids, that really blew my mind about how beautiful just the effort put in to create the spirit, the holiday spirit alive. I finally got it. That was an aha moment for me, where I was like, oh my God, this is really fun. Like being in when we were in Jersey and the kids were sleeping, and it was just really fun for me to see how excited you were of wanting to give them things and all of that stuff. And I was like, man, I don't think my parents were that excited. I think that's why I felt that. I didn't feel that excitement. But being in the room together, wrapping things behind the door, and then turning off all the lights so that we could tiptoe to the damn thing and go, don't step on there because it's it's gonna
There's a
creak.
creek.
There's a creak in the sound, so you gotta go around and go. I just really enjoyed that. It was just fun to be like, to know that there was effort being put in there, a lot of love in there, and then it's just fun. And we made eggs. We dressed up like we had costume, like we wore matching outfits. I don't know. It's just cheesy, and the thing that was what I was looking for. Everything that I've ever looked for, that feeling, the chasing of the feeling that they show on the damn TV. That's what I wanted. And that's what it was. It really is real. It's real.
Yeah.
So you brought back the spirit of the holidays for me. And that's why, like, when December came around and my son was like, we were in the car and he's like, I hear 92.9. They're starting to play the Christmas music. I was like, all right. And I put it on and it's still on. I'm just really excited. And I bought myself a garbage can. Oh, we'll leave that for another story. Anyway.
Yeah. There is joy here.
There is joy here. That's what I want to stress too. Even if we got abducted the other day and experienced all that weird shit, I mean, you can still get back in your car and start singing, rocking around the Christmas tree like nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Yeah,
I wasn't just abducted.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that is the duality of this place, that you can be abducted and be singing Christmas tunes all in the same day.
Yeah, it's fucking weird, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just me coping or if it's just that I can hold both at the same time. I'm not going to give them my power. I'm like, fuck you.
Exactly.
You got what you needed. Well, I'm going to take it right back and sing the dang songs.
Exactly. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to let you ruin my day or my life.
I'm not going to fucking let you ruin my life. You've already taken part in ruining a lot of it and I fell for it, but not anymore. Not anymore, motherfuckers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always get to choose. That's the thing.
We get to
Always have a
choose.
choice.
Yeah. When there is a choice, make the choice. Like, if you think, even if we don't have the free will, that even if they trick you, take the choice. Take the choice
Yeah.
that is least expected from them. I mean, in the program.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we do talk about really serious things and really strong things all the time, but we're not like that, like in our everyday life. We're just living normal life like everybody else. I mean, yeah, we have weird shit that happens just like you guys do, but we're not focused on it. It doesn't consume us,
No. Yeah, it would have consumed me. I mean, it did in different ways, like if this had happened before. But it can't anymore.
Mhm.
We've done so much work that it can't anymore. Not to that degree. There's always like the contraction and extraction, what do you call it? Contraction and expansion. So you kind of just ride it.
Yeah.
And until it like constricts, then you know that you're gonna pop out of there eventually.
That contraction and expansion is the sine wave. The sine wave is time. It's sin.
Yes. You're so smart.
I know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
All right then.
Justin said I bought myself a garbage can from the current prospect, and tonight she just sold cologne to someone else.
I don't get it.
What? So everything's going well with your lady friend?
I hope so. You ride that wave.
I can't believe our video got shut off.
I can. That's pretty gangsta.
Yeah, so I think that is why the Greys are called the farmers of this place. They really are.
Yeah. They definitely do a great job at it. Until you're like, I ain't fucking taking part in this shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, thank you very much, everybody. It's been a pleasure to have been here. Thank you for listening to our stories and another piece of the puzzle. If there's anything that you have any questions, please write in the comments and we hope to get to it. I don't know when we're going to come back on. We just felt the need to come on because we're always bombarded with so much information, experience, and then time passes and it's gone. So, but yes, we appreciate each and every one of you for coming in and sharing this space with us, for us to be very honest and transparent. And we hope that we see you again. Appreciate you, Tina, for your wisdom and sharing your knowledge.
Thank
It's
you.
always amazing to listen. I like listening to you talk. You just know you're just with it. You know, it's good.
Couldn't
It's
do
good
it
to have
without you.
you. Good.
I don't think so.
Well, that's sweet.
Uh, I had a thought and I lost it. Oh,
Okay.
Iris is coming on next week. So if you guys have any questions for Iris, you can leave them in the
Okay.
comments.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about all of this and what her experience has been like.
Yeah, that would be really interesting to hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Sending love to you all. Happy holidays if we're not here before the holidays. If not, I don't know. Maybe we'll pop in real quick before that happens.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Have
Love
a
you
good night,
guys.
everybody.
See you next time.
Peace.
Bye.